Good morning, everyone. This is a beautiful day, a car show on East End, hosted by Servity Cars. Today, we got this little cutesy car that's catching everybody's attention. Ron is showing us and sharing a little story behind it. So, my first impression, Ron, when I saw this car was just like Izetta. And tell us about the story.
Well, it's a 1955 Messerschmitt. They started making them in 1953. But this is a revised model and was made in 54. And it's made by the German aircraft people that built the Messerschmitt airplane. And it's built the same way an airplane is built. And I acquired it 30 years ago. I've owned it for over 30 years. And a year ago, I started restoring it. I started January 17th, and December, Christmas time is when I drove it first time.
Wow. What was it like to get all this information so you can restore it to the original condition?
Yes. They still make all the parts for these other than the engine.
Yeah.
And I bought all my parts between England and the Netherlands. There's two companies there, and I bought all the parts for it from them. I had to ship them over here naturally, but they're still available.
So what happened beginning of last year? Like you had it for 30 years, and what made you just start working on this car?
Well, I'm born and raised in Hawaii, and I bought this 30 some odd years ago and shipped it to Hawaii.
Okay.
But to ship the parts from Europe to Hawaii would have been prohibitive. So we moved up to Las Vegas almost 9 years ago, and I got finished building my houses and other cars and decided I'm going to restore this because I had it in a box for over 15 years.
It's amazing that a car sits in a box.
Yeah, I have pictures of it in the box.
So you're talking about two brothers who made this car,
Right.
were also aircraft designers.
Right, they're aircraft designers. They built the Messerschmitt airplane. And one brother, after the war, they couldn't build airplanes anymore. So one brother started this company, and the other brother started the BMW Isetta. As long as they were three wheels, less than 10 horsepower, they're considered a scooter. And so taxes was economical for the German people.
Yeah.
And they get 50 miles to the gallon on fuel. So...
So does it really feel like you're sitting in the cockpit when you sit in this?
Yeah, it feels like you're sitting in the cockpit of an airplane. Exactly like it. I'll show you.
Woo!
Check out the leather on those seats.
Wow. Woo!
You get in it, sit down. And the steering is just like an airplane steering, a tiller steering wheel. It's got a dome top on it. And you close it down, you're like in an airplane cockpit.
Wow. Is that like snake skin around?
The upholstery was done in France by a gentleman that does Messerschmitt upholstery. And this is a 1955. For the first 2 years, they made deluxe models. And this happens to be a deluxe model with a snake skin and a wood grain over here.
Wow, it's nice. So
This is an export model, which is denoted by this here. All of the ones that are in Europe only have this trim. They don't have this, and they weren't two-tone. Only the export models were two-tone. And only 500 were brought into the United States.
do you know how many total were produced?
Total, they built 40,000. But most of those are in Europe. And they made some for Argentina and places like that. But 500 were brought into the United States. The fellow that I bought this from 30 some odd years ago was a partner that brought them into the United States. So I'm the second owner of this car. And I have the original in German, the original manual for this too. But everything's in German and I don't read German, so.
Ask them about the air conditioning in it.
So how's the air conditioning in this car?
You slide the window open on the side and go as fast as you can.
And how fast does this car go?
It'll do 55 miles an hour, and it gets 50 miles to the gallon on fuel.
I'm dreaming.
That's back in the 50s now, you know. So, but they built them because the German people didn't have any money, so they had to build something that the German people could afford. So that's why they did it.
So let's talk about the material. What are they made of?
They're all steel.
Oh,
They're all steel.
okay.
And this here is a tube frame, just like an airplane is, and they just attach all of the steel to the tube frame.
Okay.
So I forget what they call it, monocle or something like that, how they built airplanes. Yeah. So it's built just like an airplane.
I don't know much about airplane. So what's so different from this car to anything else other than how cute and so catchy it is?
Well, the suspension is totally different than any other car around here. It uses a rubber bushing that absorbs all the shock throughout the car, and it has a motorcycle engine in it. So it doesn't have a regular car engine, it's got a motorcycle engine. And since it's a 2-cycle, you can start it either way, rotation. So when you want to go in reverse, you turn the car off, you push the key in further and start the engine in reverse, and you back up.
Okay. Oh, wow. So with a motorcycle engine, do we still call this a car?
No, it's considered a motorcycle. It's licensed as a motor scooter, really. And the original name of it was a cabin scooter. In German, it meant cabin scooter. So, but I took the engine out, engine and transmission. I sent it to the Netherlands to be totally rebuilt by someone who does that. So, so everything is original. Everything is the way it's supposed to be, and it's.
This is so precious. Thank you for showing us.
Oh, you're quite welcome. Thank you.